Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Vasila built for speed here. Sorry for being away so long. I've been busy. I'm just a regular guy working. Recently started my own business and didn't really have much time, and plus I'm waiting for parts for my Volvo S60. That's what kind of really held me, how do I want to say this, excited, and just kept me hyped up about posting videos and all that, was my red Volvo S60R. We also have a built S60R that we're also going through some trouble with, tuning mainly and making sure sorting it out. But yeah, today I'm back and I'm gonna show you guys. I got parts, I got pistons from my red car, I got rods from my red car. I'm gonna give you some info on that. I'm still waiting for for some parts, not a lot, just one set of parts that I still need to begin assembly, but I thought I'd make this video, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, so as you can see here, that's the pistons, and they say Visco on them, baby. And I don't know, this is the part number right here. As you can see, it says Volvo B6304t4, OEM base, 3.227 bore, clearance and all that stuff right here. If you guys can see it, you can screenshot this. Maybe let me move away really quick. Let me zoom in. I don't think there's clearance, but WIS 12240. So if any of you guys want to get a set of piston, this is based on original bore. So this is just factory replacement forged pistons. That's what I was aiming for. I knew a lot of you guys would want pistons and do not want to deal with boring out the block, taking it to the machine shop, finding sleeves for it. Some of you guys just want a set of pistons that are replacement for the original ones. Well, I made that happen for you guys. So if you guys need pistons, contact Visco and they'll hook you up with these. They're not that expensive. They're not that much expensive. You'll be surprised, actually. I think you guys should actually do your research. Contact Visco and ask them how much there is. You'll be really surprised. Good quality pistons, the best of the best. I'll show you guys right now how they look in comparison to the original one. I told them design the piston rings to make sure they're much higher quality than the original ones, obviously. And yeah, just do what you do. We had really good experience, like I said, on quads. We mainly run Visco. Rarely we run some other companies, but mostly Visco. We had really good experience and good performance gains with Visco pistons on the quads. But mainly I just wanted somebody to make me some good forged pistons that I didn't have to order bulk, like a bunch of sets for. So they were able to help me out with that. So I got Visco pistons for my car. They're factory replacement ones, because I never really heard anybody have issues with the blocks on these T6. The design of the engine, I'll show you, the block is much better than the S60R. It's much thicker walls, really nice sleeves made. So I really don't see, nobody ever had an issue with the block. So mainly it's just piston rings. And once you do piston rings, you might as well replace the pistons. Get some forged pistons to have some performance. You have room. Like if you're tuning, especially on Volvos, there's not a lot of tuners out there that tune these Volvos. So there's room for mistake from tuners. And if you have forged pistons and good quality pistons, you have that room. That will allow you, it will take some beating and be okay. The original ones, sadly, did not give that room for mistake. And they failed. So that's why I'm in the boat I am. I'm trying to make your guys' life easier. So this is what I decided to go with. Now, let me show you guys how they look side by side. This is original. You can see how much bigger, how much nicer it is. You see this oil ring? Let me see, let me put it on the light. This is old piston, so I'll put it on the ground. And this is new piston. You see this oil ring on the bottom? You see how thin that is? And the oil travel holes, or whatever you want to call it, the oil holes right there, you see how tiny they are? Now look at these. There's four of them on each side. There's only two on the factory one, and it's very tiny. And that the oil ring here on the bottom, you can see it's very, very skinny. Look how thick it is here. You see this, I have my finger in it, how thick that is. So the lubrication on this piston, the Visco piston, is gonna be 10 times better. There's more oil gonna be getting into the piston. The oil ring is gonna be much better design, much thicker. So this piston overall is just a much better piston, as you can see right there. This is me lining it up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they designed it, they engineered it to handle a lot more power, and then they also took into account the expansion. So I gave them the measurement of my bore, which was 3.227, and based on that measurement, and they also verified it with measuring this piston. So they measured this piston to verify the bore. We had 0.002 clearance on the piston to wall on the cylinder, and they designed this. So you can see underneath for the rods how much thicker that is right there. That's how the piston design looks. The difference in the design is amazing. Like, look at this. This is just pure quality right there. Beautiful pistons based on original ones. So this is, you can just swap the pistons in without doing anything to your block. You take your head off your cylinder head off the block, swap the pistons. You don't even need to take the block apart. You can just take the bottom oil pan off and then unbolt the rods, pull the pistons out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna split the block, no reason for that. And I'm not gonna even touch the main bearings. I'm just gonna swap the rod bearings. That's what I'm waiting for, the rod bearings. I got King rod bearings through Viva. Thanks Viva. Shout out to Viva Performance. They hooked me up. They did the due diligence. Sorry, excuse my pronunciation. They helped me anyway source them. They contacted King, and they actually got me some rod bearings from King's Bearings. Everybody, a bunch of people contacted me. Hey, you better get King bearings. You better get King bearings. They're the best. So, and they're cheaper. They came out to be cheaper. Can you believe that? They came out to be cheaper than original. Originals were gonna be more expensive for me than getting King bearings, and they're better. So, no brainer there. So I got King bearings coming. But yeah, these are the pistons. So enough about the pistons. Let's switch to the rods. The rods I got. Okay, now to the rods. I was able to get source rods that this company here in the United States gets them from. So I sourced them from the manufacturer that makes these rods for a company in the United States. You know, guys, I'm not gonna point fingers and all that. There's nothing bad about it. The company here in the United States gets them from them. And yeah, these are the rods. I got them to print my logo on it, of course. Built for speed, baby. They're H-beam rods, so they're much better, much stronger design rods. I love the look of them. They're just rods. I got ARP. I chose to get ARP bolts for these because I trusted them more, and they recommended it that I get the ARP ones instead of They make them the same thing, pretty much replica ARP bolts, but I chose to get the actual ARP bolts because they're known for the quality and I didn't want to risk it. So that's the rods. I'm gonna close them back up with the oily paper or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, those are the rods, the H-beam rods. They're much stronger than original. I did not necessarily need to get the rods. Nobody ever had problems even at stage 3, even though I'm pushing it a little bit more than regular stage 3. So I'm gonna be at least with the custom turbo. So I decided, hey, why not? So I got the rods. I got one more set, preferably here in the United States. If any of you guys want one more set, let me know. I can ship it out to you. Contact me on Instagram. Down in my description of my video, there's an Instagram. Message me there. I'll reply to you, or on my Facebook page, Built for Speed. I also have that in description, link to the Facebook page. Yeah. So I got rods, pistons, all I have, and I got the ARP bolts, and all I have left is the King bearings, the rod bearings. Once they get here, I got actually the gasket set also. Paid quite a bit for it, but I got it through FCP Euro, pretty much the whole engine gasket set for the VIN 90. There's a VIN 90 engines and the regular ones. The VIN 90, the head guy, I think the head is a little bit different design. So the VIN 90 ones are a little bit different from the regular for B6304t4. mainly in the head, cylinder head. The block I think is the same. The cylinder head is the only thing that they changed in the VIN 90 ones. But yeah, so pretty much my whole engine assembly is pretty much ready, and yeah, soon we'll be assembling it. Sorry it's taking this long. I'm actually surprised how fast I got the pistons and rods. I thought those are gonna take the longest, and they arrived the fastest. So the rod bearings is the only thing. For some reason I thought I could go pick them up and they're gonna be really cheap. Did not end up that way. I should have got them pretty much when I ordered the gasket set. I already have the gasket set, and sorry, yeah, I messed up on that one, but I should have it probably, hopefully in the next week or two. And then the engine assembly is gonna start. Once I assemble this block, I will get my engine out right away. I actually got an extra transmission and an engine. I paid 50 bucks for that, 50 bucks for that. So yeah, it has a little bit over 100,000 miles, but I got engine, transmission. I paid very little for this one. This block has 60,000 miles only on it. So I got very lucky. I got a lot of parts for this car already. Even if I want to build another engine, I can. But yeah, that's the story on this. Sorry it's been so long, you guys. I'm gonna try to finish this car, probably not by the end of the year. It's not gonna work. I'm not gonna even promise that. But hopefully sometime in January, February, this car is gonna be back on the road and we're gonna finish tuning with Rika. Because I mean, yeah, they already started the process. I may get injectors, different injectors, we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any comments or questions, message in the comments below, comment in the comments below underneath this video, and I'll do my best to answer them. But as usual, other than that, see you next time.